welcome to Cardbot of the Week, and in this episode of Cardbot of the Week, we are going to be discussing BattleBots Episode 4. We are also going to be discussing these robots in front of me, and we are finally also going to be discussing which robot is the bot of the week. So, let's take a look at our options. Before then, we're going to talk about BattleBots Episode Season 4. Wait a second. BattleBots Episode 4, Season 4. Okay, so I thought the episode was pretty good, actually. I liked a lot of the fights. Probably my favorite fight from the whole entire episode was Duck versus Cobalt. Now, I thought Cobalt was gonna win, even though Duck is one of my favorite robots. I just didn't really know how Duck could beat Cobalt, since Cobalt does seem to be very reliable. But Cobalt got stuck under the floor, I think, which is interesting, and it's kind of an odd way to go out, but okay. I think both of them do have a good chance of making the top 16 as well, so it's not that bad of a loss for them. Also, another fight that I was intrigued by was Bombshell versus Rotator. Now, Bombshell versus Rotator was interesting. I wanted Rotator to win because I did not want one of my favorite robots going 0-2. Bombshell isn't. I don't really care that much for Bombshell, even though I do see he is a good robot sometimes. Though he is inconsistent, which is interesting. He's 0-2 once again after losing the Rotator, and Rotator's weapon seems to be a lot more powerful than last season, which was interesting. Also, the main event, Sawblaze versus Tombstone. I wanted Tombstone to win. And I wanted this to happen because I want Tombstone to go 3-1. Because I think Tombstone will lose to Rotator. And the reason I think he's fighting Rotator due to the fact that I was looking through like the opening clips and I saw that there's a shot where I think Rotator was fighting Tombstone. I'm not sure about it, but I'm pretty sure that they were fighting each other. So yeah, so I think that's gonna be interesting if that does happen. So also, also, Ribot beat Endgame. Now, I was rooting for Ribot kind of against Endgame, but I thought he was actually gonna end up losing that fight. But Ribot came back and beat Endgame, so you know, that's cool. Anyway, I think it's enough talk, and it's time to get into the bot of the week. Now, the bot of the week is gonna be interesting. So, this week had a lot of different weapons. We had flippers, hammers, spinners, and crushers. So that was interesting. This week had a lot of different weapons, and so this was a diverse group of robots to build this week. So I think the first bot that's not going to be the bot of the week is I'm gonna say Jasper. Reasons. Someone in the comments told me that his hammer isn't that accurate. So, yeah, that's interesting. But also, his wedge, I'd say isn't, like, tall enough. It doesn't really get the bend as well that it has. So, that was kind of the inaccuracies of it. I mean, the hammer isn't even that strong, actually. Just for comparison, I have Blacksmith here, and his hammer is actually a lot stronger, I'd say. See, it hits the ground and it bounces up as well. So, it's a pretty powerful hammer compared to Jasper's, which kind of just hits the front wedge. It doesn't do much. It also tends to bend it a bit. So that might be the main reason. But anyway, as you can see, Blacksmith does seem to have a stronger hammer by quite a bit. So, yeah. But other than that, Jasper's a decent robot, I'd say. But yeah, he's gonna go. Bot of the week, #1 to go. Not bot of the week this week. Probably never. Anyway, the next bot to go will be... I wonder... I'm gonna go with Kraken. Kraken has an overly large head, I'd say. Also, so yeah, his head seems a bit large, but his crushing ability does seem to be pretty well. I think it's a better crusher than the older Kraken I have. So just for comparison, here's Jasper. Here's Kraken. I mean, I think he's got a lot better of a crushing ability. Mainly because this is a lot sturdier, and this is more in a cusp. This has like more of a curvish to it, so you can just bite down on like important areas like toothpicks and actually could break through them. Unlike Kraken, which if I can get him out, my older Kraken model. Where is my older Kraken? Oh, there he is. Okay, so this Kraken again has been through some battles. As you can see, his teeth have been repaired quite a bit. But anyway, just for comparison, if he goes down, it doesn't really do much. It doesn't get too far in the thing either. So it does seem to bite down, but it just gets caught between here. So Kraken, I think this Kraken has a lot better biting force, but the main reason he's going, this head seems a bit large. So yeah. Anyway, off with those two. So, who is next? Let me just shrink this group a bit. And the next bot to go is officially huge. Huge, I'm sorry, bud. So, huge. Wheels, very large. Very large. They can actually kind of roll as well. Kind of. But I do have a problem. This doesn't really stay straight. And this kind of bends as well. You can see. The spinner is decent, I'd say. But sometimes it does get jammed up. But anyway, this is huge. The spinner sometimes gets jammed up, which is one of the main problems as well. It can spin. I've seen it spin before, but yeah. This is also very flexible. I could probably snap this if I wanted to. Yeah. So that's the main reason Huge is getting eliminated from this group, so goodbye, Huge. And the next bot to go is Lockjaw. Lockjaw is going. I think these wheels came out really well. Excuse me. But, I'd say this wasn't not the most accurate, and these don't really bend down that well. Or up. Do they bend? Not the best. This one doesn't either. This spins fairly well. To spin, but because they're banging in against each other, it's kind of hard. They do spin, so that's nice. But I think the main, I thought that he came out pretty well. He is practically the same on both sides, which is interesting. So yeah, but Lockjaw is gonna be leaving. He will no longer be the bot of the week. He didn't have much of a chance, but oh well. No longer chances. You no longer have chances for bot of the week, Lockjaw. So goodbye. And then there were 3. So. Supposedly. So, next to go will be, oh, this one's tough. Hypershock. I'm sorry, Hypershock. Hypershock has to go because, when did this happen? I have no idea when this broke. 1 second. So, the reason Hypershock is leaving is due to the fact this wedge is not the best wedge. It does come off the ground sometimes if the wheels aren't positioned right. This weapon doesn't spin that well. I mean, the wedge worked pretty well, but it doesn't work as well as I would have hoped it would. The wheels are fairly good, but they're not as good as Lockjaw's, even though they're the same design. Also, this does not go all the way down annoyingly. That's one of the more annoying things about this build. But yeah, this is a self-rider piece. But other than those problems, I think he came out really nice looking and looks really well. So yeah, yeah, this is Hypershock. So goodbye, Hypershock. You're a pretty nice model, and you're pretty good actually. So yeah, that's the end of Hypershock in this video. So then there are 2, and I think the next robot to eliminate is obviously Hydra. Why? Because Kingpin deserves to be the bot of the week, and no, he doesn't. Kingpin should have been eliminated first, and I'm going to talk about why. So that does mean that Hydra is our bot of the week, but we're going to talk about Kingpin first, because he actually got eliminated first. This was just supposed to be a joke. So Kingpin Spinner actually spins really well. So that's nice to know. But his wheels are very not very good. And he bangs against himself a lot when he's driving around. So wheeling. And he's not invertible like the real one, so that's a good thing. Anyway, that's Kingpin. He obviously got eliminated first. My main problems? I mean, he was accurate. Pretty accurate, I'd say. This does get a bit bent sometimes. But anyway, I just didn't think he was that good. So, yeah, remember, this is my personal opinion mainly. So, that means, oh, by the way, he got eliminated first. So, that means the Hypershock came in second. Anyway, Hydra is the bot of the week, and I'm going to explain why. This bot was annoying to make and complex, but he came out pretty good, actually. I think he looks nice. He's pretty accurate, other than these things, I think. His flipper's pretty nice. Let me just grab Kingpin. Let's just see how well Hydra can flip a bot. Hydra, can you please? Hydra's flipper can flip bots pretty far. Okay. Say Kingpin just drives up the wedge. That bot just landed behind me. Okay, Kingpin might not be the best example because he is fairly lightweight. So let me grab someone who isn't lightweight. Okay, yeah, we'll go with you. Okay, so we're going with Blacksmith. Now the reason I say he's not lightweight is he's got a heavy hammer. And he's got lots of duct tape, which makes him pretty heavy. Also, Hydra's flipper is pretty far out, so it does get wedged under most of his opponents pretty easily. So, Blacksmith seems to be able to actually get under Hydra. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a nice flip. So say Blacksmith drives it up the flipper again. So as you can see, heavier bots don't get flipped as far for Hydra, but Hydra can still flip them pretty well. So he is a pretty heavy example. I'm gonna grab an average weighted robot. No, okay, so actually you're good. Okay. So it's gonna be Battlesaw because he's a pretty average weighted robot, I'd say. So say Battlesaw drove up his wedge. He just get flipped about as much as Blacksmith, I'd say. Okay, so. But he sometimes can get flipped quite a bit more. So, trying to spin, and then tries to get under him a bit, into the wall. Gets flipped pretty well. So, yeah. Hydra's got a pretty nice flipper. I think that came up pretty well. The inside looks about right. Here's the motor piece. One of my main problems, this comes out way too far back. But anyway, also these holes. But other than that, it works pretty well. We've got the little wedge-like panels on the side, that they're not that much of a wedge. But I think Hydra came out really well. So I think this is the end of the video. Have a good day, and that was Bot of the Week.